What's going on, you guys? Frost here, and I'm back with another video. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masteries for the Season 6. These Masteries are subject to change, so I'm not sure if these are going to be the final Masteries. I haven't seen these, so this will be the first time going over them. If you haven't seen these, you'll be going over them with me. And yeah, without any further ado, let's just get into this. Alright, starting off with the first one, Fury. It seems just to do the same as last time. It just pretty much gives you basic attack speed. I believe the last one was 4 mastery points. So it's an extra mastery point for 1% for not even an attack speed increase. I'm not sure on that, honestly. That's alright, then sorcery. Seems pretty good. I think this is gonna be the one to take on most champions, because if I read this correctly, it's 2% increased ability and spell damage. So I'm assuming this is not just ability power, but just every ability. Meaning that even AD champions will get a 2% increase on their abilities. That's honestly pretty strong. So I don't really see this attack speed being worth it on many champions. Maybe on Master Yi or something, but even then I still think that this might actually be better. Right, double-edged sword. Probably same stats, 3%, 1.5%. I don't know this off the top of my head, so I think this is just the same double-edged sword. It's a really good mastery. I'd probably be taking that. Alright, feast. It's not the same feast. The last feast was 3 health, 1 mana. This is killing a unit restores 20 health with a 20-second cooldown. I can see this being good on some champions that have a hard time sustaining. Like, it really helps you in lane sustain and stuff like that. If jungle, it can help you pretty much clear, because I don't know how strong the new jungle is gonna be, because I don't know if they're changing it. I haven't really read any patch notes, guys. I'm just going into this blind, because I tend to read the PBE notes every now and then, but then I just remember that nothing there is finalized, so many things can change still. So yeah, back to the masteries now. Probably out of these two, I'll be getting double-edged sword most of the time, because the damage increase is just really good. And yeah, this is just like, yeah, I mean, extra lane sustain is good. I can see this being good on, like, Kassadin, for example. Getting feast over double-edged sword can be good, because Kassadin's early lane phase is where he's the weakest. And if you can sustain better, then, yeah, pretty much just great overall. Alright, next up, Vampirism. It seems like this is the mastery from the utility tree from last patch. So 2%, yeah, this seems pretty much like the utility tree. 5 points gives you 2% lifesteal and spell vamp. It's a pretty decent one. I'm guessing this is the AD oh no, actually not. I guess this can be good on some champions. Like, giving you 2% lifesteal on, like, level 1 can actually be pretty good, especially if you combine it with another lifesteal item. I'm not sure how much lifesteal Doran's Blade's gonna have. If it's still gonna have, like, I don't know what it had, like 8%? I mean, 2% extra lifesteal can never really hurt, because it's actually nice sustain. And when it comes to the later game, if you're like Rengar or something, 2% means quite a lot, because if you're critting for like 1400 damage, I mean 2% is still a lot of health. So yeah. Anyway, natural talent next up. 2 attack damage, it seems. This is scaling per level. That's like 10 attack damage and 15 ability power. I'm not sure on this one. I mean, 10 AD is quite a lot for any type of AD, of course. And I mean, most ADs have AP scaling, so I mean the 15 AP can help. But out of these two, I'm not sure. I might think natural talent would be better than vampirism in most situations, because, of course, getting extra AD, getting extra damage on AD champions, and of course getting the extra AP. This is just a must on APs, because 15 ability power for a mastery is actually really good. I'm not sure. I think this one is better than that one, and I probably get this most of the time. Alright, next up. Bounty Hunter and Oppressor. What does Bounty Hunter do? You deal 1% increased damage for each unique enemy champion you kill. Does that mean that if you kill the enemy team, like 1 by 1, if you kill all 5 of them once, do you get a permanent 5% damage increase? Because that would be pretty sick. If this would give you a permanent 5% damage increase, which I think it does, reading this, then that'd be actually really good. Like, combining this with that will give you an 8% damage increase just out of your masteries already. That's mental. Right. Let's see what this does. Oppressor, you deal 2.5% increased damage to targets with impaired movement. Slow, stun, snare, taunt. Okay. I mean, if this gives 5%, if you can get like a kill on everyone, and this is obviously gonna be better, but this is mostly gonna be better than on assassins, probably, because assassins tend to be able to get the kills much easier. Like, if this was on a Rengar, it's pretty much just god tier, because you can use your ult and just jump on someone and pretty much just kill them. If you do that and split it over the enemies, like kill all of them, then you can get the 5% damage increase pretty easily on Rengar, for example, and also on Kha'Zix because of the resets. It makes it really easy. Other champions I can think of at the top of my head right now are like Hecarim is actually pretty easy. Then you have champions like Rek'Sai, really good ganks, makes it really easy to do that as well. Darius resets, again, really easy. I mean, this is interesting. Like, if that gives a 5% damage increase, that's pretty sick. Oppressor, you deal, yeah, this is 2%. Like, if you have a slow stun, snare, or taunt, or anything like that in your kit, which most champions have, I mean, it can be pretty good, because you get a 2.5% increase of your damage from the start of the game, without having to kill any champions when you slow them or snare them. So that can actually help you more in early game damage. Like, so if your champion is lacking in early game damage and you have like any type of impaired movement in your kit, this is probably better to get than Bounty Hunter, because this needs to scale up and you need to kill enemies for this to be worth it. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'll probably get Bounty Hunter most of the time, just because I like playing assassins mostly. Because I love playing Rengar, Kha'Zix, Hecarim. It's technically not an assassin, but I mean, yeah. Right, next up, the Battering Blows. Let's see. This is just your basic armor penetration, it seems, and the magic penetration, yep. Alright, this is just basic, like, increased damage. Armor pen, really nice. Like, nothing you can say about it, just increases your damage. It's really strong. 7% is actually quite a lot. Plus 7% armor pen. If you combine that with, like, armor pen runes, like, you can get like a good 19 armor pen out of your rune page. If you combine that with 7% armor pen, that's actually pretty damn strong, especially early game. If you can get that, it doesn't seem like much, but every single bit of armor pen really helps. So I think this can actually be pretty good. This is just an overall nice damage increase for any type of AD or mage. So if you're playing an AP heavy champion, you just get Piercing Thoughts, and if you're just playing an AD champion, you get Battering Blows if you're going this tree. Seems pretty obvious to me, so let's just keep on the trend here. I'm putting points in that. Alright, let's see. The Ultimate Masteries. I heard something about this, and you can only choose one of them? Yeah, you can only choose one of these, okay. Warlord's Bloodlust. Critical strikes heal for 15% of the target's damage dealt and grants you 20% attack speed for 4 seconds. It's pretty decent. I mean, if you're going for like crit builds, which probably AD carries will do, and maybe Rengar, because Rengar tends to go for crit builds a lot. I mean, it can work. I mean, it doesn't see that... Well, it heals you for 15% of the damage dealt, so you don't need to go for items like Bloodthirster or other spell vamp items, because Crit strikes will heal for 15% of the damage. So I mean, if you get a 1500 crit late game on pretty much any champion can do it with a full build. 15% of that is actually quite a substantial heal, because if you're going for that much crit, you'll most likely not have that much health, meaning that, yeah, you'll just heal your health bar back really fast. So I can see this being pretty good. Alright, next up, Fervor of Battle. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but okay. Your basic attacks and spell damage grants you a stack of Fervor. Fuck it, for 5 seconds. Max 10 stacks. Each stack adds 1 to 8 bonus physical damage to your basic attacks against champions based on your level. It seems like a pretty interesting concept. I mean, this is just gonna be good on champions like Riven, isn't it? Because she just stacks... she combines basic attacks and spells really well. And she can easily get 10 stacks in, which is gonna result in a lot of bonus physical damage on every attack. And if you auto animation cancel stuff, it can be pretty sick, right? I mean, I'm thinking about what other champions this could be good on. Probably like Master Yi, because he attacks so fast. And maybe actually Rengar could be nice. Kindred could be nice, maybe. Shyvana be pretty sick, I think. Because she can proc so many times. She just auto attack Q and she procs it 3 times. I'm thinking right now. Because it's every single attack. So pretty much a Q would count as an attack, right? Just speculation, I'm not sure. I'll need to test that in a live patch because I can't play on the PvE. I have like 280 ping. I can't play with that shit. Alright, next up, Deathfire Touch. Deathfire Touch. Your damaging abilities cause enemy champions to take 6 plus 50% of your bonus attack damage and 20% of your ability power and magic damage over 3 seconds. Area of effect and damage over time abilities apply half this damage over 1.5 seconds instead. I mean, it just seems like a really good skill, isn't it? Any of your damaging abilities yeah, this is just sick. What the hell? How is this? I mean, this makes this look like nothing, honestly. If you can get, let me just explain, right? Sorry. If you do this on an AD champion, like Riven, I'm just gonna take Riven for example because, yeah, everyone knows how Riven works, like she is such a popular champion. If all your damaging abilities cause enemy champions to take 6 plus 50% of your bonus attack damage, and Riven is building AD like a mad person, that's gonna actually stack up quite nicely, and it's gonna do like, I don't know, like 6 plus, what is that, 6 plus 50% of your bonus attack damage. Let's say you have 100 bonus attack damage, it's 56 extra damage. That's insane. Like, just as a bonus, in magic damage over 3 seconds, meaning that you'll hybrid your damage out. So, it's 56 magic damage whilst you're building full AD, so they can't really itemize against you, which is actually gonna be insane. Because then you'll be able to do a lot of extra damage, especially if you have a lot of extra AD. I did read that they sadly removed Sword of the Occult, so that's quite sad with this combination, because with that you could have had like so much bonus extra attack damage. That's quite sad. I love that item, honestly. Alright, but out of these 3, it pretty much would depend on the champion. Any crit, I'd probably get this, because if you're going for crit at a 50% heal, pretty much allows you to not have to build lifesteal, which is gonna be just crazy. It has only a 2-second cooldown as well. I mean, like, you'll be lifestealing without any problems if you're going for a crit build. So you don't have to invest like 3 to 4k in any lifesteal items, like a good Bloodthirster or something. Might still be worth it, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at the items either, so yeah. But probably crit, I would get this. Then on champions that really stack their auto attacks and spells together, I'd probably get this. So probably, yeah, I'm not sure on that. I maybe get this because this just seems so strong. You can hybrid out your damage when you're AD, and 20% of your ability power and magic damage. Like even on mages, this is insane, because mages can, like, ability power is a skill that scales much higher than AD. Like, getting 400 AD in a game is a lot of attack damage. Getting 400 AP is not that much, but you can, unlike Veigar, you can get like 1.9k ability power. 20% of that is insane. So it's only more damage. I mean, this seems like the best point to go for, to me, unless you're building like full crit, because then this seems so simple. But yeah, I'm not sure. Let's move on. All right, next up. Oh, let me just return all the points here. Wanderer, 3% movement speed. This seems basic movement speed out of combat. All right. These all seem pretty basic to me then. Yeah, okay. Next up, Savagery. Basic attacks and single target spells deal 5% bonus damage to minions and monsters. It's pretty much your jungle mastery. It's actually more, because it used to be like 2 damage, I believe, but 5 damage increase to minions and monsters on that is pretty good. It'll help clear speeds a lot for most champions. I know that this will help like auto attack based champions in the early game like Rengar, Kha'Zix, because Kha'Zix it does on auto attacks and on his Q the 5 damage increase, and 5 damage might not seem to a lot to you, but if you're doing like 8 auto attacks a camp, it's still 40 damage. So yeah. Next up, Runic Affinity. Buffs grant. Oh, this is actually the one that was in the utility tree last season, this season still, but yeah. I mean, this just seems too good to get on any jungler, because it will give you a longer duration blue and red buff in the early game, which will pretty much mean that you can gank better and farm faster. So, seems pretty solid to me. And this is the potions, flasks, and biscuit one. I mean, this just seems good for laning, but honestly, I'd pretty much 95% of the time get this, because 15% increased duration on your buffs is wait, buffs granted by jungle monsters. Does it also mean that Grom buff is increased by 15%? The Wolf buff stays for 15% longer, maybe? The Wraith buff stays for 50% longer? And the Grug's buff stays longer? I mean, that's insane. If that's the case, then I'll always get this. Especially because I love jungling, as you guys know. I'll pretty much always get Runic Infinity. It just seems insane to me. Merciless. Deal 5%, 1%. Alright, this is just your basic executioner, I think. It just deals increased damage below champions 40%. It seems pretty solid to me. I don't think how this can beat that. What is this? Once every 5 seconds, regenerate missing mana. Actually, a percentage of your missing mana is insane to regenerate. But then again, giving... Sorry about that, I think that was quite a loud noise. But giving up 5% increased damage below champions for 40% health over mana, I'm not so sure. I don't think this will... maybe this can be a good one on like... I'm trying to think here, because 5% increased damage is so much. I'm really not sure on what champion this could be good. You guys probably know in a second, but I'm just doing this off the top of my head, so I'm not sure. Maybe heavy mana champions like Cassio could be nice. I mean, if you're spamming R on Cassidin, I guess it could be nice, but like there's nothing a Morello won't fix. And 5% increased damage is just mental. So I'd probably always get this. Right, next up is Bandit and Dangerous Game. I mean, this gain 1 gold for... This is just a gold thing. This is like a support thing, I'm guessing. I pretty much always get Dangerous Game. Like, Dangerous Game this just stays the same. Kills and assess restore 5% of your missing health and mana. I mean, just really strong. Precision. Gain 3 plus... Wait, 0.3. What's 0.3 times 18? I'm gonna quickly get a calculator with this. Give you a sec here. 5.4. So this gives you like what? 8-ish armor and magic penetration. That seems pretty strong, honestly. Gaining, but because I did read that the Last Whispers changed for AD champions, because they now don't ignore armor, they increase the armor pen you have. So this might actually be a really good one. This pretty much just replaces getting any of these if you're going more in this tree. So like, because I don't think you can make it in down this tree until that point. Yeah, I'm getting that one. No, because in 1 point I'm gonna need that 1 point to put in any of this. Yeah, okay, so you can't make it to this, so this is actually pretty good. Alright, let's see what this is. Intelligence. Your cooldown reduction cap is increased by 1%. You gain 1% cooldown reduction. Wait, does that scale up to 5? Holy shit. Alright. I mean, increasing your cooldown cap from 40 to 45% is ridiculous. Like, that's gonna help on so many champions. Just imagine Karthus getting a 5% extra reduction if you're going for cooldown reduction build on his ult. I mean, maybe Karthus is a bad example actually, because he doesn't really build cooldown reduction. But like, Nocturne can be insanely good on that because he just depends on his ult, and if you can get a lower cooldown on that. Rengar also insanely strong. Getting a lower cooldown on your ult basically means getting a lower cooldown on a free kill, so I mean, there's not much you can say against that. It's just so strong. I mean, this probably be the Mastery I'd go for over this on most champions. Maybe not if, like, the champion isn't cooldown reduction based, but I mean, cooldown is just so good on everyone. I don't see this ever being that bad. Yeah, alright, next up. What is this? Storm Raiders Surge. Deal 30% of a champion's max health with 2 seconds, grants you 35. That's actually really good. If you're playing like assassins, then this is really strong because there is 100% chance that as an assassin you'll deal 30% of a champion's max health within 2 seconds. So you just gotta burst in once and you'll gain 35% movement speed for 3 seconds. You can easily use that to just sprint away or just to chase them down, because I mean 35% movement speed is more than Ghost, I believe. More than the regular Ghost. I mean the increased Ghost is 40%, I believe, but 35% is mental. Just imagine that on Rengar, actually, now that I think about it. You just jump on someone, you completely one-shot them, and you just run away with 35% movement speed from this, and the increased movement speed from your ult. Oh, that's gonna be so hilarious. I think I need to try that. That seems really hilarious to me. Alright, next up. Thunderlord's Decree. Your third attack or spell on an enemy champion shocks the area around him, dealing 10 damage plus 20% of your bonus attack damage and 10% as magic damage to you. This is pretty much the same as that, but in an AoE effect, I'm guessing. Or this is area around them as well. No, this is to them and this is an area around them. So this is single target, that's AoE. I mean, this just seems like a really good overall skill. But out of these two so far, I'd probably go with this for most champions, because most champions are actually able to burst someone for 30% of their maximum health. Or any, like an AD carry for example, because 30% of an AD carry's maximum health is not that much. So if you can get a 35% movement speed increase on that, on like Hecarim for example, I mean, movement speed is damage on Hecarim, so that'd be pretty ridiculous, right? Alright, what's the last one? Windspeaker's Blessing. Your heals and shields are 10% stronger. Additionally, your shields and heals increase the target's resistance by 15. I mean, seems like a support mastery, honestly. This be pretty good on Janna. Be good on Soraka. I mean, heals 10% stronger. Why not? No? This seems like a good one for supports, mostly. Lulu, Soraka, Janna, Thresh even. You can give people the shield from your lantern. That seems legit, but probably out of this, I'd probably prefer going Storm Raider Surge, because 35% increased movement speed is actually really good, because you can position yourself around teamfights so much better with that amount of movement speed. And 30% of a champion's max health within 2 seconds is not a lot. That's easy. If you hit an AD carry, that's done. If you hit a support, that's done. Well, not true, actually. Supports are quite tanky most of the time. If you hit a mid laner, it's done. So, it seems really, really good to me, actually. Honestly, what I have right now would probably be what I would go for on Rengar, mastery-wise, starting next season. This setup. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this, I think. Like, 35% increased movement speed is ridiculously fun. Alright, let's do the last one now. Recovery seems your basic health regen. Increased bonus armor and magic resist. I mean, it's good on tanks, right? If you're going for that, really good mastery. It's also in the first position, so if you were to do something like, I don't know, you go down this tree right here. Take that, take this, that, and take one of these, like that one most likely, because it seems the strongest to me. Then take increased armor, like, you can take this, and even take this. Just get the extra, like, you can get increased buff duration, and then you can even get this. Like, you can hybrid it out like this. It seems actually nice. What they did with the mastery so far seems really good. So I like it so far. Let me go back to this. Next up is Explorer. 12% movement speed in bush. It's just good for roaming. Like if you're a supporter and you're placing wards, overall good, right? And even on a jungler, actually. If you use this on a jungler, it makes ganking much faster. Like, that might be a good pickup. I'm not sure if that's actually worth it on most junglers, because most junglers just need damage and can build down this tree or this tree, I'm guessing. So I see this being really good on a support, but it only takes you 6 mastery points in this tree to get there. So I'm thinking this could be good. What is this one? Tough skin. Champions emeralds. It just reduces damage by 2, doesn't it? That's pretty nice, but out of these two, I'd probably get this most of the time, because if you're going down this tree, you might as well just get this, because, I mean, 2 damage is something, but 12 extra movement speed in the brush and river, I think that's gonna help you a lot more than just 2 damage reduction. So, yeah. Next up, runic armor. 1.6% bonus to all shields and healing on you, including lifesteal and regeneration. Goes up to 8%. That seems really strong. This seems like the tank mastery tree. They really changed that up. Like, they put utility masteries along with everything. This seems really nice, actually. If you're going for this could actually be good on AD carries as well. If you're going for this and you have a Janna support, if you get an 8% bonus to all shields and healing, that means Janna ult will heal more and her shield will do more. Your lifesteal will do more. Just overall sustain seems really good. What is this? This is just extra health. 4% total health. I mean, just good on tanks in it. Like, if you're building health, gonna be good. If you're building Cinderhulk, this is gonna be good. If you're building any type of health champion, this is gonna be good. But I'd see this being good on more squishy champions, because more squishy champions tend to get the shields more and get the healing more and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, tanky champion, squishy champion, I'm guessing. What is inside? Your summoner spell have 15% reduced cooldown. Pretty basic. I mean, 15% reduced cooldown is really good. If you can actually combine this with 15% with the 10% from Ionian Boots. I believe they gave 10% cooldown reduction to your summoner spells. And I believe still Distortion Boots should still give you a cooldown on your Flash, Teleport and Ghost. So you can actually get a really nice amount of cooldown reduction to your Teleport and Flash if you're going for that on top lane, for example. Since I'm guessing this is more of a tank build, so I'm just orienting this more to top lane. On jungle, I don't see this being that good because pretty much, yeah. It could be good on tank junglers, but I feel that this tree is really good on junglers. Like, these points are good on junglers because 12% increased movement speed in brush and river. Junglers live there, so it seems overall good, right? Perseverance, plus 50% health regen, increased to plus 200% when below 20% health. Seems legit. If you combine that with Warmox, do you think that'd work? I'd probably be pretty good, because if you get low then, plus 200% with the healing Warmox gives you, and if you combine it with like a Spirit Visage, it could be a really, really good amount of healing here. Seems pretty good for a tank item, but honestly, 15% cooldown reduction to your summoner spells just seems overall better to me than that. So, yeah. Next up is Swiftness. Plus 3%, scales up to 15% tenacity and slow reduction. Slow resist. Just good in it. Like, on any tank, just really... Like, if you get this, you pretty much don't have to buy Merc Threats anymore. Because plus 15% is really good. I believe that you don't have to... Like, 15% could be, like, a base stat, but also could add to your tenacity. So... But yeah, overall, this new patch, or like the new season they're going into, Ninja Tabbies are going to be much stronger than Mercury Threats. Since they nerfed Mercury Threats to not give as much tenacity, Ninja Tabbies, they actually buffed. They only made 100 gold more expensive, but they buffed it. And Ninja Tabbies were already the most ridiculous boots in the game, because 10% damage reduction is insane. And you also got armor on top of that. Now the armor is increased, so it's actually better. if you can combine this with Ninja Tabbies, you'd be pretty much a really, really good tank. So, yeah, seems really legit. Legendary Guardian. 3 armor and magic resist for each nearby enemy champion. I mean, out of these two, I probably always get this because tenacity and slow resist is just the best overall, probably. Like, getting a maximum of, what is that, 15? 15 armor and 50 magic resist over tenacity and slow resist. I don't think that's worth it, because this needs ideal situations. This is just always good. So probably swiftness out of those two all of the time, most of the time. Right, Grasp of the Undying. Every 4 seconds in combat, your next attack against an enemy champion steals life equal to 3% of your max health. Wait. What? Are you... do I think... Wait. Sorry. If I think it does what it, like, does in my mind, if that makes sense, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. If you're building, like, 4k health, right? And 3% of that is gonna be stolen from your enemy. Or is it not stolen from your enemy? I mean, 3% of 4,000 is going to be like 120. 120 damage you steal. So every 4 seconds in combat, your next attack, meaning that you'll just steal 120 damage from someone's health bar. Like, on a tank. If you're playing that with, like, Tom Kench, it's gonna be like, oh, you can't kill me, but now I do even more damage to you. Is that really what's gonna happen? Or am I just reading this wrong? That seems ridiculous to me, honestly. If you're stacking health, you're gonna do a lot more damage. I'm gonna have to wait and see on that one, because this seems really, really OP. Yeah, alright. Next up. Strength of the Aegis. Large monsters and seed monster that you nearby kill grant 20... I mean, it just seems good on a support, right? Yeah, yeah, I mean... Actually, this seems overall good. Because if you get this on, like, a top laner, you get an... yeah. Yeah, this seems overall good. If you get the health increase, this Mastery is gonna give you 300 health. Which overall seems just good to me. So, I'm not much to say about that. Seems pretty strong. Bond of the Stone. 4% damage reduction while near an ally. This is bonus double. Oh, this actually makes tanks a lot better, because previously you'd just be able to just ignore the tank. They'll just sit there and be a CC bot. If they can actually reduce the amount of damage an assassin or like a mid laner or an assassin, any type of assassin takes, or the AD carry takes, it's actually gonna be really good, because for an early point, 8% damage on like level 1 and stuff is ridiculously good. That's gonna actually reduce the damage dealt to those squishy targets a lot. And it can't kill you, because it can't go below 15% health, so you can pretty much just tank for them. That's actually really strong. Overall, I think the mastery changes they made this season are actually... I actually like them a lot. This is gonna be... these mastery changes are gonna bring a lot more variety to the game. Because masteries right now is just pretty much... You have to go down this way, that way, that way. If you're playing this champion, you don't have another choice, because this just sucks and that just sucks. So this is gonna actually be a lot more variable, because you can go for this. You can go for that one, that one, that one. You can choose between all these. Like, all of these effects are gonna do something different, and all of these effects are gonna impact your specific playstyle. Because if you're like going for crit champions, crit builds, this is gonna be great. If you're like going for like Riven and stuff, this is gonna be really good, because she combines auto attacks and spells really nicely, and it's gonna add a lot of extra damage if you can stack it really quickly. This is just gonna be good on pretty much anyone, because this just seems ridiculous to me. If you can hybrid out your damage on AD champions and get a lot of extra damage on AP champions over 3 seconds, meaning that if they flash away, you can still get the damage kill on them, for example. Seems really good. This, if you're playing like assassins, like Rengar, Kha'Zix, I mean, Hecarim, this is gonna be really good on Hecarim, I think, because if you can burst a champion for 30% of their max health within 2 seconds, you get the extra 35% movement speed. But that means on Hecarim, that just means you get a massive damage increase. Because you already use Ghost, you already use your E, you already use movement speed Quinns. This is just gonna stack up and stack up even more. If you use Stalker's Blade, steal movement speed, you're gonna get a lot of damage out of this skill. So this just seems really nice. I think I'm gonna like this one the most because I like mobility. I like being able to move around team fights a lot. So yeah, and then Thunderous Decree, like, your third attack and spell on enemy champion deals extra damage in an area of effect. Really nice. Helps with wave clear actually in the early game, because if the enemy champion is standing in their wave and you can just hit it, I think that'd be great, because you just clear the wave instantly. Unless they can actually, you can use it to bait people. I mean, if the enemy has that and you're standing in your wave and you want them to push, you just stand there and let them hit you. So that'd be pretty hilarious as well. This just seems good on supports. Like, increased healing and your shields are stronger. Just great on support. Like, all of these have so much variety. This honestly, but this one seems ridiculously OP to me. If you're stacking health, you shouldn't be able to deal that much damage to pretty much anyone. If you're fighting tank on tank, this is gonna be ridiculous. This is gonna be an endless fight because you're gonna steal life back and forth. God damn, that mastery, I think this needs some changing. Unless I'm like grasping this wrong, but yeah, whatever. And then Strength of the Ages, like large monster kills, this is gonna give you just extra health. Really nice. Just, yeah, nothing to say about that. Extra health is good. And then damage reduction. Like, this on a tank, like if you're playing like Sion, this is just gonna be great. You're just gonna stand there and pretty much just reduce the amount of damage your carries take, which overall good. I really like these masteries, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, learned anything from it, please remember to hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this on the items and other stuff, let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!